Abby, we're ready to get started.
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to our ideal year of scouting. Uh, we all know, we've all experienced the past year has been more than a bit of a challenge in terms of work, of day-to-day life, and also of scouting. But we've persevered. Scouting continues. The dedication and creativity of so many of you as adult leaders and volunteers in scouting have made a world of difference. And we look forward to this opportunity to give you some information and hopefully some encouragement for the weeks and the months that lie ahead. Are we ready for the first report, or do we have some other opening, Abby?
We have Andy ready to do the pledge, oath, and law.
Okay, so I'd like to introduce Andreas Hardgrave, the chief of our Order of the Arrow Lodge, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the Scout Oath and Law.
Yep, I'm getting a flag. Oh no, I've been disabled for screen sharing. If we could get a flag presented for everyone, and then we can go ahead and do the pledge.
You should have that ability now, Andy.
Awesome. There we go. So if you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
We're going to go right on into the Scout Oath and Law. So if you would please raise the Scout sign and join me in the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, and to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. And the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2.
Thank you, Andy. Our first presentation is in the area of membership.
Well, thank you, Mark. For those of you, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank everyone for joining us this evening. And I just want to say for those of you that don't know me, my name is John Keck, and I have been involved in scouting for 20 plus years. A lot of different positions, a lot of variety. And currently I'm in charge of membership for the council level at this point. So we have a couple of presenters for the membership, shall we say, the guts of it, and the details. But tonight I wanted to just tell everybody that I know every single person that is on this call knows the importance of scouting. And as Mark intoned earlier, it's been a rough year. We've had a rough year and a half, actually, and our numbers are down pretty hard. So I know you guys know the importance of scouting. And, you know, I can remember when I was working at the unit level, we had people that joined scouting that, I don't know, the kids were maybe a little bit socially awkward, or maybe they didn't fit in at school or band or sports. And one of the wonderful things that I got to witness working as Cub Scout leader and a Boy Scout assistant scoutmaster was that I got to see that inclusiveness that scouting allows. And, you know, it's really fun when you watch a young man, or in these days now, a young woman, they learn skills and they gain strength, and they become a member of our community that makes the correct ethical choices as an adult. And that's just hugely important. And that's why membership is just really crucial during 2021. Guys, we cannot wait until the traditional night of recruiting that's going to occur in the fall. Yes, we're going to be doing that, but we also have to execute a grassroots effort to increase our membership rolls. So what does that mean to someone who's volunteering at the unit level, right? That means that units are going to have to step it up. We're going to need to invite. Yeah, my mute went on. Now it's off. Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay, so what this means is that at the unit level, we're going to have to need to invite friends. We're going to have to invite family. We're going to have to invite schoolmates, neighbors, anyone we can to be a part of this wonderful program that we know is excellent. Parents are going to need to help. Kids are going to need to help. Our recruitment efforts, while we also are including the Boy Scouts, we really need to focus on the Cub Scouts too, because that's where the volume is when it comes to recruiting new kids into the program. So you might be sitting there and you might be saying, John, how can I help? I'm not going to steal the thunder from any of the upcoming presenters on the membership team, but I got to tell you guys, we've worked hard on this and they have worked very, very diligently, and we've got a great team and we've got a great plan in place. We have a dynamite social media plan that will be unrolled by Becca Scott, and it's designed to help everybody at the unit level and just make it simple. We have multiple opportunities this summer for units to be active, and especially at Old Bend Scout Reservation. There's a lot going on this summer, guys. We are providing service opportunities to the units based on going to the schools. And so, spoiler alert, save the date for August 7th. We're all going to be doing a service project at a school called Adopt a School. And you'll be receiving information on that tonight. So if you have any questions, please go to the May-June compass points that just recently came out, and you can see all of the activity. And finally, I'm going to touch real quickly on an initiative that we've called Hot Sparks. There's going to be some more detailed information that's going to be coming in the next 2 to 3 weeks that will be disseminated to all of you. However, the concept is we're going to get together a group of passionate scouters, and these scouters are going to visit units. This is a short-term position. This is a temporary job. And we're going to visit the units, and we're going to share a unified message as to the importance of the unit's recruiting efforts. In addition to sharing that unified message, these Hot Sparks are also going to provide all of the tools for recruiting and show where they can get it. So when you get a phone call from someone wanting to come and spend just a few minutes talking at your unit meeting coming up, please allow that volunteer to join your meeting, because the message that's going to be coming from these folks is very important. And also, if you think you would like to be a Hot Spark, if you think this sounds like a fun project, then call your district professional or call the Scout office, and they'll get in touch with me and we can have a conversation. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Becca Scott. She is the brains behind our social media program that has been put together, and I think you guys are going to be very impressed. Becca?
Becca, you're muted.
Becca
Sorry.
does that. Yeah, she does that all the time, guys.
I
just so you
do.
know.
This is off to a rolling start. I'm sure I've improved everyone's confidence in me. I sense it.
Yes.
All right. So I wanted to start talking about the reason for this social media plan. So we're going to be focusing on improving the overall image of scouting, the value of scouting, and the overall why of scouting. Scouting's kind of taken some hits in the past year. Pandemic is one of them. And as people are considering what they want to return to as normal, as they're considering what normal is going to be for them, we want to showcase scouting in a way that maybe they haven't seen before. And so we have put together some resources using some national assets in terms of videos and photos, and then also put together a plan for you to share some of your local activities as well. And so I want to do a screen share here, and I'm going to show you a single slide we're going to kind of talk through before I show you the plan. Okay, so I did a set of P's for the summer promotion to help you think about it. I don't know if you can see this yet. It's loading for me.
I can see it.
Okay, great. Fantastic. It just loaded for me. So we made this as plug and play. The posts are already compiled and a schedule is complete to make this easy for you. So you're going to only post 3 times a week, and we'll talk about that more in a moment. You need to post. We can't tell your pack story for you. You need to tell your own pack story along with some of the other tools we're going to give you. The posts we've provided are going to make it easy, but I want you to think about who in your pack might be the best choice for posting. It may not be the Cub Master, it may not be the committee chair. You may have a parent who is extremely social media savvy that you could ask them to take this over for you each week. It would be perhaps each week 15 to 20 minutes of their time. And this isn't where scouting is only an hour of your time. I'm really telling you, it's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes a week at the most to do this. Then you need to prepare and plan. So for me, if I have to remember something, I like to add a digital calendar reminder to my Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday mornings to remind me to do something real quick. And the designee, whoever needs to receive them, will also receive email reminders from Chris Felton. He's promised that he'll send out reminders regarding these posts at regular intervals. So you need to have programs. If you're going to post about what you're doing this summer, you do need to be active this summer. And so when recruitment begins this fall, families actually need to see that you've been active. And so if you're going to the Otters Night in a couple of weeks, post about that. Summer camp photos, post about that. And all of those are factored into the schedule that I'll show you momentarily. And then photos. Your best stories are told by pictures. A picture speaks 1,000 words. There's a reason for that cliche. And so you need to figure out how to make a post with photos of something you did that week or something recent that maybe something you did in the past that you're looking forward to doing again, and it's coming up and you want to remind people of what a great time you had. And then push. So social media works best by being social. And so you want to put your messaging out to social media pages and encourage parents and followers to share those posts as well. So now that I've gone through all those P's, and these can apply to Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, I will tell you that the scouting moms that we're trying to reach are going to be on Instagram and Facebook, and Instagram makes it easy that you can post on there and then cross post to Facebook and do both. But if you only have one page, focus your efforts on what's already going well for you right now. Don't feel pressure that you need to start a second thing. Do what you're doing and do it well. So I want to escape out of this, and I want to show you where things are on the website. Okay, so we are on the homepage of Buffalo Trace Council. You click on recruitment.
Hey, Becca, you have to
Yes.
unshare and reshare the new screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Hold on. Mine is still saying I'm still screen sharing. So stop and reshare.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you see the Buffalo Trace Council page now?
Yep.
Fantastic, thank you. All right, so on the recruitment tab, if you scroll down, there's membership resources that are kind of standard there. There's the BSA Adopt a School that John mentioned. And here is the Cub Scout recruitment marketing plan. And so we have a social media plan for you that actually goes to the end of June. And it's not all posted yet, but it will be. And then I'll be adding some more for the rest of the summer, but we're going to pull up this first one here. So this starts on Monday, May 9th. What you need to pay attention to is this right here. You literally have to copy and paste that into a social media post. And then right here, it tells you video 1 and the name of it. So if you go back to sorry, let's see. Go right here under the video and photo links. There is a playbook, and all of these photos and videos are right here. If you click on this one and you hover over the info, it tells you the name of it. So it tells you what photo number it is and the name of that asset. And so all you have to do is copy and paste from this column right here. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to click through too many tabs. You guys who do this regularly, I have in-person meetings. I don't have that many Zoom meetings. Okay, so you just have to click for the copy to publish, add the asset, and then hit enter, and you will have posted. All right, I have no idea if that was smooth from your end. It looked okay on my end, but I was driving, so that's an entirely different experience. So does anybody have any questions? Did I go through that too quickly? Did I oversimplify it? Let me know if there's any feedback you have or how I can be helpful.
Becca, on the very last part where you actually showed how to upload the video, we couldn't see that because you had exited out of screen share. Could you just do that last piece one more time?
I will be glad to. Thank you for telling me that.
And I think Becca made a really valid point. I think the person that needs to do this in your unit is the one that is very social media active, right? It wouldn't do a bit of good if I was at the unit level for me to try to post this stuff because I don't do social media, right? So everyone needs to start thinking about who they would like to give that responsibility within their unit to make sure that they get the weekly posts out.
Okay, I'm going to try this again. Let me know if the screen share stops for some reason. Okay, can you see the playbook spring 2021? Fantastic. Okay. So every one of these has a name that goes with that schedule that I showed you. So you click on the picture and then on the info, this eye right here, it tells you the name of it so you can correspond it, what photo number or name it is. And then you'll simply want to download it out of, so you can, I can't see everything that all of these options because my slides are up here, but
That's
you
helpful.
download, okay, you download it, save it to your drive, and then you post it along with that copy I showed you on that spreadsheet. So you just correlate the name of the asset that's next to all of that copy with the link and the hashtags and just paste it.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Thank you for telling me I needed to.
We did have one question in the chat box. This is only for Cub Scouts, so are we planning to do something similar for the troops? And
We will. So we want to not buddy our messages right now. If you try and throw way too many things out at once, you will find yourself mixing your messages. And so Cub Scout recruitment is pretty heavy in the fall, and then we will look at Scouts BSA seasonally. So that is the plan at this time.
And there are recruitment resources. So Becca had the website page for recruitment pulled up earlier. On the top of that page is focused on Cub Scouts for sure. But as you get to the bottom, it has all the same resources for the Cub Scouts that's on there. For the troops, no, we don't have a media plan like that set up for the troops yet. But I'm sure, as you guys know, you troop leaders, Grant Burnett put it really great the other week. It is easier to recruit 5 Cub Scouts than it is to recruit 1 Scouts BSA member. It is just, and that's just the reality of it. And I think we can all understand that this past year, we dropped a lot of Cub Scouts due to COVID, a very large amount, and we need to work our way back up. And you troops know if there's no pack feeding you, that you can recruit, spin your wheels all day recruiting kids directly from your school, but if your feeder packs is where you get your kids, and that's where you get that continuing unit to go. But following up, Becca, I have my own section here, and this kind of does include you guys as the troops and crews, because this is going to be a whole effort. National is creating a program this summer called the Summer of Service. I hope everyone can see this. The Summer of Service program is basically a way for you guys as the troops, the crews, the packs, and all can do a cool program in which you do a local service project and all that kind of stuff within your unit, somewhere between April 1st to October 31st. And you do, you put the Summer of Service hashtag in it, you report it to National down here, and which goes all the way down. And then you can print out a certificate and you get to order the patch once you have all signed up. Now, we as a council have decided to do something called Adopt a School, which is a part of this program. And let me jump over here. Can you guys still see this? Okay, so this Adopt a School program is a part of the Summer of Service program. And the whole idea behind it is that we had a tough year last year. And the one thing we need to do is build up the relationships with our schools. I'm not saying that the relationships got worse last year, but they haven't heard from us in a long time. And we weren't able to physically go inside, and we weren't able to do a lot that we normally do last year. So what we are pushing for this year is for you guys as the Cub Scout packs, the troops that work with these Cub Scout packs, the crews that are in the same area, these Cub Scout packs are what are feeding you guys. If you guys work together and work at your local elementary school, get that relationship built back up with that school, so that when me and Grant and Abby go in and with our membership team to put stuff together for getting school talks in, for getting our flyers out, for hopefully they will take some of these posts that we are having the packs do, and the packs can share it with the school, and the school will share it just the same. That's what we're hoping for, is that the school will be sharing all these posts from your guys' local packs. We can send out stuff from the council level as much as we'd like, but it's your local pack information, the local pictures of the kids that the other kids know and see, and the different parents seeing it, is how you're going to get those kids back into our units. So this program, as John said earlier, Adopt a School, is on August 7th. So on that day, if your unit participates, you go to this link right here, the scouting event, Adopt a School, click on that. You can register your unit. And on August 7th, we would like, as a council, to do this like sort of mass council service project where all of you guys as packs are doing one service project at every one of your local schools to get us ready for recruitment. We start going into the schools as far as recruitment goes in early August. So this will happen just before your school starts. It doesn't have to be a crazy big project. It can be pretty simple. Whether it's just painting, whether it's doing grounds work, or maybe the school itself has a great idea for some work that they need done to get ready for the school to get rolling. So this is the kind of stuff that if you guys as the units, you get signed up for it, you guys work with your troop, your crew and the packs, you guys get all together, really expand out what you guys can do at that school, and really just kind of grow our scouting community that way. And it'll really help out this process of recruitment and all that fun stuff, so that we have a great recruitment this year. We get a lot of kids into our packs, which then will help that feeding process up to that troop level. Because I can tell you guys, those Webelos level and all that stuff, and that transition into the troop level is very important. And that's what keeps our troops going. So that's why we're focusing on Cub Scouts this year. We're trying to get those numbers back up so that you have good feeding, and then we'll move into creating these posts and such like that for the troops. So we do have one more thing, and this is also great for both the packs and the troops and the crews, which is how to bring in your kids when we get online applications and online contacts from the units. It's something that we've had a lot of issues with this past year, as we had to switch to virtual for the most part. So it's a good thing. You guys need to make sure you get in there and do it. But Jennifer Whitaker will sort of describe how this will all go as I stop sharing.
Sorry, you'd think I've never shared my screen before. So the one thing that we will need, I think, to be more aware of is that our families are now very used to doing things virtually. They're doing it at work. They realize that they don't always have to go to an in-person meeting. So potentially you should be sending out your invitations for them to join online after they maybe visited a meeting. There's a lot of ways to get them engaged. So to check your leads, if they've been searching for a PAC near them, or a parent has suggested that they join your unit, you'll want to use your my.scouting account and go to, so you'll log in, and under your menu, you'll just choose your own Cub Scout unit or troop. Under that, you'll see your invitation manager. And in the invitation manager, you can kind of see the status of and summary of your leads, any applications that have come in, any invitations that I've sent out. And here I can see that I have no new leads, but I did have some yesterday. So I can go in and view the leads that I have, and I can see, okay, so Mommy Scout has shown an interest in my unit. I can click on that, find out more information, got her phone number, her email address, so I can send a follow-up message, remind her of when our next unit meeting is, you know, check on her son or daughter. If I don't have anyone in my unit that's at that grade level, I could say, you know, let them know, talk to them about being a leader, all kinds of different responses. You can email them or respond to the lead directly from your account. And you can, and so it opens up, I don't know if you can see it, but it opens up an email to that parent. But that's definitely something that you'll want to do. It's easy, it's not hard. And another thing that you can do is actually send out invitations, send applications from your account as well. So when you click on the send application, it's going to send something to that parent. And you can actually update your messages that go out as well. So any questions? Down here, you do have a QR code. You can copy that QR code. They can scan it and it'll take them right to your unit. You have a URL. So lots of different ways to see your leads and check on them. All right, I think that's it. You said short and sweet, right, Chris?
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Mark, that's it from the membership committee.
Thank you, membership. Appreciate it. Next up is popcorn.
Yes. Can everybody hear me all right? Yes. All right. Good deal. I'm Jack Pate. This will be the 6th year, I believe, I've been the popcorn chair. So I'm looking forward to a great 2021. And we're going to need all your help to make that happen. So I'm glad everyone's here and I appreciate your attendance tonight. We have a lot of exciting news to share about popcorn. After a very, obviously challenging 2020, the Buffalo Trace Council would like to give everyone on this call and all those that worked so hard to sell popcorn in 2020. It was not easy. We know it wasn't. You had to overcome a lot of obstacles, but we actually had a scout achieve a high level not previously ever reached by a single scout in our area, hitting over $12,000 in sales and being ranked in the top 100 in the nation. That's just incredible. Their unit was ranked number 24 in the nation in sales with just over $47,000 in sales. So not even a pandemic can stop them. And so that's a great success story right here in our council. So it can be done. We're so glad for things to start to open back up, and we're ready to see our families once again. So the first thing on the agenda is our Scout Night with the Otters is back and will be taking place on May 15th, 2021. General admission ticket includes the hot dog, chips, and water. There will be a Q&A with the Otters, a post-game baseball clinic, and you can camp out on Bosse Field, which is a pretty neat experience. All Scouts will receive a commemorative patch. Registration can be found on the homepage of the council website, buffalotracecouncil.org. And you also saw it, and I think, in your link to the email invitation to this, to the Ideal Year of Scouting. So top popcorn sellers and their families, please use a separate registration link to register, if you would, please. There's a few product changes this year. Unbelievable Butter microwave popcorn is back. Yay, we had a lot of requests for that. So that was, we're glad to see that back. Also returning is a kettle and a ready-to-eat bag and chocolate pretzels. Cheese Lovers has been replaced with the Sweet and Savory, which is a salted caramel and white cheddar bundle. No blazing hot. We know that everyone will be excited to see a lot of these items that I mentioned before again. There will be 100 bonus reward points for newly recruited scouts that sell popcorn. The Trails End is offering free credit card processing and free shipping on orders that reach a certain dollar amount. Trails End has not yet determined what that dollar amount will be as of today, but we'll keep you posted once we have more information. You know, selling popcorn is not just about, it's not just about popcorn, you know, obviously. It's part of the scouting experience. And as John talked about earlier, those life skills that you learn in scouting, I know it impacted my life tremendously and really helped me to in my career. I know it did. You know, it's all about the responsibilities and challenges scouts face and overcoming the process, you know, in the sales process. You get to meet and greet people. You get to overcome objections. You learn to develop a presentation, learn a product line. I mean, there's so many valuable lessons are learned, and as well as the social skills that help the youth become leaders of tomorrow. It teaches them also about work ethic. And if you want to have something, you have to work hard for it. So, you know, we know the reason we sell popcorn is you know, that it helps fund a lot of the programming and events throughout the year. But I think the most important aspect of it is those life skills that you learn by learning to sell and actually talking to people. You know, I know there's a lot of reliance on online sales, but the fact is this last year with online sales, we sold about a third of what we normally would sell. So it just goes to show we need a combination of selling methods. We need online, we need door-to-door, we need storefront, but there's nothing online doesn't really replace the good old-fashioned actually talking to somebody. And that's a great skill to have and one that you can keep throughout your life. You know, no other fundraiser has a 30% return to your unit. So that's what is great about popcorn. If you're having challenges, we're always there to help guide you through and to help you achieve your goals. So together, you know, we can make a difference. Again, this is an invaluable life skill that you know, again, it lasts a lifetime. So what we need you to do is if you haven't already, you can register your unit to sell by going to the council website is probably the easiest way, and click the link to register your unit. You could also go to https://www.trails-end.com/registration, but it's easier just to go to the council website and click the register your unit. We really need, you know, and membership is so important. I'm glad our membership team, they put on a great presentation. It's so important because that helps determine the more people we have selling, the more popcorn we're going to sell. So we need to get those members up. And with that, we need to get units involved selling popcorn. So please register your unit and stay tuned for the Popcorn University, where we're going to have a lot of training opportunities for you and your scouts. So we're really looking forward to a great 2021. I think the worst of things is behind us with the pandemic, and we're ready to roll. So that's it, Mark. That concludes my report.
Thanks, Jack. And Jack's right in that this is more than just a fundraiser. It does teach skills. And an interesting thing is if you look back into the history, of course, one of the points of the Scout law is that a Scout is thrifty. But Baden-Powell fleshed that out a little bit by stating clearly that Scouts earn their own way. They pay their own way. and this is one of the ways we do that. So get out there and encourage your scouts to sell popcorn. Next up, we have a report on Cub Scout Day Camp. Yay, we're going to have day camp. Let's hear about it.
Lisa, why don't you go first?
Awesome. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Well, this year, I can't believe it's already been a year. And last year, we didn't get out at camp and have all the fun. This year, Lincoln Heritage District will be at OBSR and enjoying the camp, the sunshine, and all the awesome things that Trading Post has to bring. We have a great program with skits, songs, and lots of fun to help the Cub Scouts work on their adventures. And backed by popular demand in shooting sports, we have wrist rockets. We have a session for a very special guest, the Evansville Museum. They're coming in for a session for us. The fun doesn't stop there, though. With cool crafts and a crawl through the time machine, we are going to take an adventure through time. The staff has built an amazing trading post with lots of items for our scouts to enjoy as well. This year, our staff has cotton candy. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to taste it. And of course, our slushies with other great items our scouts get really excited about, like slime, ice cream, and don't forget those bug catchers. To join in our fun of singing, dancing, and skits galore, all you have to do is sign up for this journey. Where's this awesome camp going to be? Old Bend Scout Reservation. When? June 23rd, 24th. What time? Registration starts at 8 a.m. Leaders meeting will be at 8:30 and camp will start promptly at the flag post at 8:45 a.m. sharp. Camp will close at 3, or we'll have our closing at 3 o'clock. What is the cost? Well, this year, if you register before May 10th, you can go to camp for $20 a day. So that's $40 for 2 days. After May 10th, the cost goes up a little bit, and it goes up by $5. So you'll be paying $25 a day or $50 for 2 days. And finally, after June 9th, because it's really hard to get all the supplies together, you will be paying $35 per scout per day, which will be $70 a day. So I tell everybody, hurry up. May 10th is right around the corner. Sign up fast. So what all does your scout get? A fun-filled program with materials, a shirt. Leaders will get lineared with a mini schedule and map, a daily schedule, and an awesome time with awesome staff. For more information, please reach out to me or Grant Burnett, or you can go to the Buffalo Trace Council website and look under the Cub Scout Day Camp. I hope to see you there. Bye.
All right, that's Lincoln Heritage Day Camp. So let's jump over to Algonquian and hear about what they're going to do real quick.
Hey everyone. Hey Lisa, I just want to say that was a fantastic presentation. You really crushed it. For Algonquian District, we're going to have a lot of the same content. We're going to have a really similar, the same pricing structure, right? So you can get in early prior to, what's the date again, Abby? May
10th.
Up to May 10th. So that's coming up really quickly. Up to May 10th, you can get that $20 per day price for the Algonquian District also. After that, it goes up to the $25 per day price point that she talked about. But we are going to have 2 awesome days on June 18th and 19th. That is a Friday and a Saturday for all of our Cub Scouts out at the Wabash Trails Park, where we have it every year. If you've been there before, so you have an idea of how much fun we have out there. If you have not, Wabash Trails in Vincennes, Indiana is a fantastic park, and we really look forward to doing our stuff there every year. So we're going to be having bouncy houses. We're going to have a visit from the Mesker Park Zoo with an animal adventure. We're going to have a fire truck. We're going to have all kinds of historical activities and reenactments. It's going to be a really good time, and we are really looking forward to being able to do Cub Scout Day Camp back in person again. And I think it's going to be a great experience for all those kids to reacquaint themselves with being out around other people and being in groups again. It's going to be a really good time. So if you have any questions, Angela Baldwin is my wife. She's the program director. My name is Barry Baldwin. I am the day camp director. And you can reach out to either one of us or Abby or Chris, and we can all answer all of your questions. So I hope you will make it. Looking forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you.
And for our last day camp to talk about, last but not least, Sam is going to talk about the Evansville Day Camp.
Well, so Native Trails Day Camp is June 16th through the 18th, our normal 3-day adventure. We're going to venture through time. The pricing is the same as the other two. At our day camp, it's fun, friendship, and adventure, and which would include a inflatable water slide, visit from Metzger Zoo. We are also going to have a Renaissance reenactment, and there is possibility of a DeLorean. So we hope to see you at our day camp this year and to provide you fun and adventure through time.
All right. Thank you, Day Camp. And for those of you that don't know what a DeLorean was or is, well, do a Google's or a Bing search, and I'm sure you can learn that. We also have some really great camporees that are coming up. Our creative leaders did a marvelous job this past year with the virtual camporee, but now we're actually going to have 2 marvelous opportunities to get out there, pitch tents on the ground, gather together in troops and patrols with others, and do some real camping. Now, the first opportunity is going to come up on August the 27th, 28th, and 29th at Old Bend Scout Reservation. And that's our Buffalo Trace Council Camporee. It is the theme is How the West Was Fun. And the creative folks that have been planning this have just done a marvelous job. The activities available are going to be archery, rifle, slingshot, but also tomahawk throwing, all done safely, calf roping, but no animals will be harmed during that event, branding, blacksmithing, panning for gold, real gold, leather work, a pony express run, and stagecoach races. So we encourage all of our troops, put that on the calendar, save the date, August 27th through 29th at Old Bend Scout Reservation. And then in October, our scouts will have the opportunity to join with scouts up and down and across Indiana at Camp Atterbury near Edinburgh, Indiana, for the Indiana Scouting Explosion. That's going to be October 1, 2, and 3. Camp Atterbury is a marvelous facility. It's near Columbus, Indiana. It was at one point during World War II was a military base, and has continued to have that part of its function, including being used to help Indiana and other state National Guard units prepare for their deployment overseas in recent years. But historically, in addition to being a military base, it also was a prisoner of war camp for prisoners that were captured from the Italian forces in World War II. So there's that history, and it's a great facility. I hope that, again, save the date and that your troop will participate in that, to have an opportunity. Maybe, might describe it as a mini jamboree for Scouts BSA in Indiana. And now we will move on to risk management.
Okay, we have about 5 minutes here for this. We just want to cover some policies. And what I have here that I'll be putting up on the screen are red lines so that you can see what the differences are for what we put out during COVID and reopening to what we're moving to now. And a lot of these have simply been altered so that we don't have to change the policy every time a guideline changes from the CDC. So there'll be a lot of reference in here. And there's also a movement in this for families to decide what is best for their children being involved in scouting events as well. So as I put these up there, these will be the red line versions, just so you can see the differences clearly. And then I believe Abby is putting these up on the council website in the finished version without the red lines. So I'll get the screen up here. See if everyone can see that okay. Can everyone see my 3 documents boxes on the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this first one is reopening responsible unit meetings. So we've changed this from the reopening to just how to hold responsible unit meetings in the future and just how to mitigate the risks. These go into effect as of May 1. And mainly the thing here is the recommendations are subject to change based upon what the CDC and local health departments decide to tell us for any given time. So this really forces us back to an evidence-based standard rather than having specifics in our policy. The next major change in this is down on line 6, and it simply says facial coverings will follow current CDC guidelines for each scout and adult, and that each scout and adult should have their own hand sanitizer when involved in unit meetings. On 7, transportation, decisions regarding a scout to and from activities should be made within family units. Carpooling could be allowed, and as long as the facial coverings are worn as recommended by CDC. That way, everything, again, comes back to the recommendations, but allows some flexibility in carpooling to get scouts to and from events. And then lastly, on line 10 of this policy, there should still maintain a 6-foot distancing when possible. Some of the activities that I'm sure we'll be doing at the unit level and in other types of scouting events require closer proximity than 6 feet. But when we can get back away from 6 feet with each other, we should probably do that and move ahead. The next one we'd like to cover here is the camp protocol for Old Ben. The pre-departure screening is changed from must to should. And we have eliminated the line on the delivery to camp by parent or guardian. This again is in line with allowing the carpooling if families feel comfortable with that. It states that temperature checks could occur upon arrival to camp, but aren't mandated to. And that way, if we needed to, if COVID should respike or something like that, many of the schools are now stopped doing temperature checks. A good portion of healthcare has ceased doing temperature checks upon entry into buildings. So we just want to be in line with that. But should something occur where there should be a spike, we wanted to leave it where it can be re-implemented. And then a little bit further down, sharing of campsites with groups from other communities. We just made that as not recommended, but not an absolute. And then the unit needs to provide and check frequently to maintain hand washing supplies, hand sanitizer, such as that within their particular camp. And then lastly, the pre-event medical screening checklist has been updated and reflects that we will be coordinating with state and local health departments, including Pike and Vanderburgh, so that those are the 2 primary counties where I camp and where Old Ben are. so that we can assure that we are up to date on the latest guidelines and what we should be doing. Moving down to the mitigation plan, health screenings upon your arrival at camp could also include a temperature checks, but not will. Again, reflective of what might be going on at the moment. So again, this revision of all three of these documents is available on the council website. So if you want to refer to those in the non-red line versions. And that's all we have for now.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate that information for everybody. And as Lee indicated, you can find this on the council website. And now we have a report from Andy Hargrave in the Order of the Arrow.
There we go, unmuted. So hello everyone again. I am now going to talk to you about Order of the Arrow. So I'm sure a good portion of you have been in the OA when you were a youth or currently as you are an adult, or have at least heard of the OA. And maybe you've even gotten an email or a postcard from us in the recent months. I'm going to explain what the Order of the Arrow is. Our tagline is Scouting's National Honor Society. So for those scouts who are exemplary and do live their life by the Scout Oath and Scout Law and are willing to serve and help other scouts even when it may not be terribly pleasant, we are here to provide a program for those scouts, almost as a sort of reward for their great work as scouts. However, we are also here to serve all of the units and all of the scouts as a council, as we are a service organization. Our three founding principles are cheerfulness, brotherhood, and service. And so we are here to serve you guys. For you Cub Scout leaders, sadly, your Cub Scouts are not yet eligible to join the Order of the Arrow. However, there are still things that we can do for you guys. For your Webelos crossover ceremonies, we as the OA have a scripted ceremony that we can come in and do for your pack. A lot of you unit leaders may have been first exposed to the Order of the Arrow when you were younger, because the OA came in and did the crossover for you. We're also more than willing to come to pack meetings and do a visitation to explain to your Cub Scouts and your parents what the OA is. And we're even willing to come to DEM meetings and things like that to help out with whatever ranks requirements you may be working on and things like that. For you Scoutmasters and crew leaders, this is where the OA gets especially fun because your members are now eligible to join the Order of the Arrow. If your unit hasn't yet, please contact us through the contacts that were on that contact sheet that I shared a little bit too early. I meant to share it now, but it was previously shared. If you could please contact us through those contacts, and we can go ahead and schedule an election for your unit. We can get the scouts and adults of your unit involved with what the OA is doing. If you don't have any scouts that are eligible, please go ahead and just let us visit you guys, and we're more than willing to tell your troop what the OA is doing to maybe entice them to work on ranking up or camping more. I believe that we are also a great option for your newer scouts. I messed that up. We are a great option for your older scouts. While the new scouts are definitely encouraged to go ahead and rank up and camp as much as possible so that they're eligible to join the Order of the Arrow, the OA is a great option for the older scouts who may be bored reteaching the tote and ship or going on the same campouts and whatnot with your troop, doing the repetitive things that we sometimes do in scouting when we are younger. And so the OA is a great option for them because now, on top of what they do with their troop, they have at least 4 weekends that they can come spend with OA, doing service and doing fun things like going down massive water slides and doing canoe tug of wars or having a Halloween party. All of those are fun that they can do with the OA on top of what they do with their troop. We mean to be supplementary to your Scoutmasters or to the programs that you Scoutmasters and crew leaders make for your scouts. We don't mean to take your scouts away from what you guys are doing. One of the best programs that I believe the OA has to offer for all of our members is called OA High Adventure. And what that is you get to go to a high adventure for anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks for half the cost that it would be for you to go for half the time. So say a scout really wants to go to Philmont, Well, a great route for him to get there is through the Order of the Arrow. He can go to Philmont, do service for a week, and then for that second week, his crew essentially has the entire reservation open to them to do whatever they would like, all for half the cost that it would normally be. So on top of that, there's other national events such as the National Order of the Arrow Conference, which are so much fun for all of the members involved as well. So as a closing message, I would like to say for you guys that the fun with OA is never going to stop. Through COVID-19, we had all the events that we possibly could. And as you could see with our slideshow that was shown just now. And we are here to serve you guys. So if there is anything that you would like for us to do for you guys, please just contact us with any of those contacts on the sheet. If you want us to make an appearance at maybe a parade that your troop works for a festival in your community, go ahead and just let us know, and we'd be more than willing to serve you guys in that manner. We also do quite a bit of work in the trading post at council events. So if we are there for that, we can go ahead and come say hi to us. And that is all I have to share for OA this evening.
Thank you, Andy. And now we'll hear from Bill Knoll about service hours.
Okay, I'm just going to give a brief overview of service hours. But in 2017, about 4 years ago, we did a survey about what we could do to get units to be more involved in service hour reporting. Now, our survey said 90% of our units do service projects, so it's no big thing to tell people what a service hour project is. But the big problem is having them record them. So the three things that the survey said is, number one, people didn't know about it. And the second thing, they said they didn't know how to use the program, the process. And the third one was they were not interested in doing it at all. So we've been kind of focusing on that to try to get the awareness out and get people an opportunity to get involved by setting an instruction sheet on how to enter service hours. Well, the fruit of that was in 2019, we were actually recorded over 13,000 hours of service projects in our district, Native Trails. And that averaged out to 5.72 hours per registered scout, which is pretty incredible. But the thing is, even though as incredible as that was, we found out that only 14% of the packs reported their service hours, 79% of the troops reported their service hours, and only 33% of the crews. So obviously we still have an area to improve by continuing to get the information out. But lo and behold, 2020 came along, and we all know what happened there, the COVID pandemic. So we went from 13,000 hours in 2019 to 2,700 hours in 2020. And again, that was because a lot of units were not meeting, and they may have been done service projects, but they weren't reporting them. And so this year we have had only the service hours reported for Eagle projects. And so we have only one unit that reported any projects that were an Eagle project. So we're hoping to re-energize the program to get people to report their service hours. Now, the one thing that happened is that when you report service hours, you need to do that through Scout Book now. And I have a couple, let's see here. A couple of little things I want to show you. Yeah, what is a service project? Hopefully Eric can see that. But I don't want to go in a lot of detail here because I think everybody knows what a service project is. But then generally, it's any special service good turn that puts Scout spirit in action. So that can almost be anything. And so these are projects done for your chartered organization, for your community. Actually, it can even be done for individuals. And then also, it can be done as a unit or as an individual. So activities that are eligible, unit activities, if for instance, food collection, parades, recycling, etc. All of our Eagle Project hours are reported as service projects. That's done automatically by the council. And also individual service hours not associated with scouting. For instance, now this is only for registered scouts and scouters. If you have a scout that goes next door and rakes up a elderly couple's yard, that could be reported as a service hour. So it can be done individually. Again, that's only for scouters and their registered scouters and scouts. Activities done for other organizations. So if you're a registered scout or scouter and you help out on a church project, that can be considered service hours. So there's, and then also ranked service hours, which is an area that scouts are required to do that, but very seldom do they ever get reported into our system. Okay, and then persons whose hours can be counted, scouts and scouters, as it says, units, family, friends, and members of other groups that are not just registered scouts, but are working on a unit or scout plan service project. So if units having a project, you can have brothers, sisters, people who are not registered, and adults. They can all get credit for that. But again, only registered scouts and scouters could get credit for projects that were not associated with the scouting unit. The second one I want to show real quickly. Hopefully you can everybody see that, instructions, reporting service hours. It's really interesting. They changed the Scout book, and Scout book is very, very good, but it's very detailed. And so it took me a long time to figure out the system. So I ended up writing an instruction book. Now I'm an engineer by trade, so you can imagine it's got all these bullet points and numbers,
Hey,
letters,
Bill?
and everything. Yes,
Bill,
Hey, we can't see it.
you can't
Unless I'm-
see it.
Unless I'm missing it, but
Okay, let's try it again here.
if you're trying to share the screen, Bill, it's not coming across. There you go.
Okay, there you go. Did you,
Yeah, you're
did
good
you,
now.
did you see the first one on definition? No? Oh, okay,
No.
that's all right. That's all right. Anyway, this is the instruction that Abby helped me tremendously on this. We put this thing together and it shows the steps you take. And two fine scouters volunteered to actually try this out to see if it worked, because I was afraid that after I put this whole thing together, it wouldn't work. And the reports came back that it actually does work. So if you follow this, you'll actually be able to do it. And it's kind of complicated, but if you're familiar with Scout book, you follow the same process as you would if you're going to put ranks, advancement, camping, and all this type of stuff. So if you're already aware of that, it's not that difficult. It's just going to the right tab. So I'm not going to go through this in detail, but these are, Abby, these were put up on the website, right? Correct?
Yes, they are on the Ideal Year of Scouting webpage.
Okay, so you'll be able to look at these things and follow them through. I was going to quickly see if I could show, let's see. Get rid of this. Let me try something. Can you see the screen still? Okay, good. You go to Scout book is scoutbook.scouting.org. Okay. And the first thing you have to do is log in. Now I'm already registered, so my login is pretty easy. It remembers me. So I log in, okay? The first thing you see is dashboard, homepage, etc. Internet advancing is what you have to go to. Internet advancement, and you open it up, and then, okay, now the unit I'm associated with is no longer in existence, so you'll see these error messages keep popping up on me because I'm using the system isn't there anymore. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. Okay, the first thing is if you look up here at the top, I'm associated with a troop and a pack, so if you're in two of them, you may have to get to the one that you're involved with. So we're going to stay with the troop. So down here, if you look, I have, these are the members of our scout troop, 5 members. But if you look over here where it says show youth, if you hit that button, you'll see actually you can have youth 18 plus, and adults. So you get everybody shown at the same time. So I just changed that so now you can see all the adults. Okay. Now, we're going to, let me show. Okay, now, once I tap somebody, I'm going to find myself here. Okay. Once you do that, you'll see I hate this thing up here, red progress. Okay, it doesn't show up until you actually click a name, but under that, you'll see, guess what? Service hours, but the people, you can log in campouts, hikes, and everything else, but we're going to focus on the service hours, okay? So in this case, my name's listed here as this project. Now I can add a person if I want to add someone for our troop or adult, whatever. I just hit that button, goes back to our roster, and I can include them. But it shows the day, what today is. But then if we want to, we can pick a day. You can pick any day in the past, but you can't pick them in the future. So you pick any day. For instance, I say the 5th, and I create a new activity. You put a project name. Okay, call it a test. The date is the 5th, as I started here, and then also down here, it has, if it's an all-day event, you hit all day. If you're trying to put the time in here and you have all day, but that's a default, you need to get it off of this. You can say, okay, 6 p.m. We'll just pick some numbers here, 7 p.m. and then the time that it ended. You can say 9. Okay, so project location. Doing this from my house, and I'm not going to bother putting the address in, but you can put the address in. Now, let's see here. Okay, you can put the full address in. If you're just at a local like chartering or in your chartering institution, you just put the name of that down. Category. Now, this one here is a bunch of different categories. There's the Adopt a School program that you heard about, conservation project, food, healthy living, messengers of peace. This is basically, if you did a project for the community, it would fall under messenger of peace. And then there's the famous other services. If you don't have a specific category that would fall in, you get other services. And then you go down to further on the page, you get project description. And then down here, this is where you end their hours. Now you have a choice of basic or advanced. If you hit basic, that means everybody that you put down is going to have the same number of hours, which typically it does. But if you want to go advanced, if you have some people only work half the hours or twice the hours, you can add that in individually. So we're going to stay with basic. So if I put 2 hours, that means everybody that I have listed as a participant will get a credit of 2 hours. But you notice here, you can put in non-registered youth. These are the people we're talking about. They're not registered scouts or scouters. In that case, you would just add, okay, let's say we had 2 of them, and the number of hours they have are 2 hours. And then down here, non-registered adults. So if you had a bunch of parents come along, 5 of them, and they all worked 2 hours, then you would just hit create the project. Now, when I hit to create the project, it's going to give me a problem here. I think because, try again. Yeah, it's giving me a problem because my unit's no longer in the system. But if you hit the complete the project, it's going to take you back to the original page that we had, which showed all of our roster on. And on there, you can hit the tabs and get printout of the projects that are in there already. But the one thing that has to be done is, if you want to, you can allow any parent in your troop or your pack or your unit to put the hours in. They can actually put their own hours in, but somebody has to approve it. Only 3 people can approve it. It would be the charter organization representative, the committee chairman, or the scoutmaster, but they can also have a designated administrator that would also be allowed to approve them. So anybody can put these hours in if they're allowed to by we call them the group of 3. They've given permission to do that. You have all your parents put the hours in, as long as somebody of the 3 then approves it, then it gets logged into the system. So I don't want to go into any more detail than that, but there's more things you can do with it. And that's page 3 of the instructions. So we did a brief review of page 1 and 2. So you go to your on the web page and get those documents. I think they'll be a great help. But again, units are doing service projects. The big problem we have is getting people to actually log them into the system. But again, this is part of your Journey to Excellence. And also for our district, we have a Journey to Excellence goal this all helps us out. So that's all I have.
All right. Well, thank you, Bill. We appreciate that. And of course, as Bill indicated, that is part of the Journey to Excellence criteria that we are asked to measure ourselves against. And another benefit to doing that is when it comes time to share information with our community, with community organization, with benefactors and funders, to be able to report an accurate number, a staggeringly large number of service hours to the community from Scouts is it's a great benefit to us. So please log the hours. All right, now we're going to hear about advancement. And I think we've got representatives from each of the districts, Abby.
Yes, so we're gonna start with Doug Sprick from Native Trails.
All right, hello, everybody. My name is Doug Sprick. I'm the chair for Native Trails. With a focus on the Eagle Border reviews. I don't have a little presentation, so I'm gonna be talking here real quick. Everything is Zoom. We still continue to do that for the foreseeable future. The dates vary a little bit, depending upon the availability of the reviewers. Now, most of the time we target Thursdays. Every once in a while we go to Mondays, and sometimes in extreme circumstances with Scouts, we get them in on a weekend or some other time, only due because they're hitting their 90-day deadline for an Eagle Board. The way that make this happen is I did send an email out to the Scoutmasters in the district here within the last month. And as I find new Scoutmasters on board, I forward them another copy of that information. But the Scout who wants to go out for Eagle needs to contact me by email, or if they contact Abby, she'll forward it to me and I'll get going on the contact on there. And I'll let them know exactly what they do. Our reviews are only by appointment only. We do the proposals that way. We do the Eagle Boards that way right now. I make sure and I review all the information ahead of time to make sure we have everything in order before we set the time and date. That way we can make it work as efficiently as we can. Many times those reviews might run for 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours a night when we get one put together. Second Thursdays of the month is what we kind of target for the standard. And the second one, we generally get 2 in. We'll wander around depending upon maybe when a Scout that month needs to get a review in. But we're making them happen. And I always try to copy the Scoutmaster on all the emails when I'm talking with the Eagle Scout. And sometimes the parents, many times not. Because I believe if a Scout, no matter what his age, is going for an Eagle, he needs to be adult enough to be able to handle the communications on that stuff. So if you have any questions, let me know. My email is up on the website. If stuff gets in the Abby or the Scout office, they'll forward it to me and we can take it from there. That's it.
Great. Jad, do you want to talk about your Eagle process?
Sure. I'll be as succinct as possible. I am a little bit more draconian, and I will tell you that our Eagle Boards are the first Tuesday of the month, and unless a Scout has a very serious reason for it to be otherwise, it's the first Tuesday of the month, and that's when it's going to happen. All by Zoom, and so the district committee's done a great job of working with me on that. They seem to like doing things via Zoom. And that's awesome. We moved it from Thursdays to Tuesdays to get out of the way of roundtable. So now the district leaders have no reason to not show up to roundtable. As far as the way that the things flow, I'm continuing to visit troops and do Life to Eagle presentations and get that all good. 2021 is shaping up pretty well. In 2020, we had by this date in 2020, we had 15 Eagle Boards of Review. So far in 2021, we've only had 9. But in 2020, we had 11 reviewed proposals. So far in 2021, we've reviewed 18. So we are well ahead of schedule. In all of 2019, no pandemic, 15 Eagle Scouts in our district. So advancement is alive and well. Eagle Boards of Review are alive and well. Eagle service projects are alive and well. Good job, everybody.
Thank you, Jen. And now I'll let Chris talk about Algonquian since Bill couldn't be here.
Yeah, sorry, Bill's a little under the weather. I know we all wanted to hear from him. But basically the same process that we do up ours. Bill is running his in person for the most part. We're doing them up at VU. Vincennes University has partnered with us for a long time. So we're able to do those in person up there. And but he will fit in some Zoom if we need to when we if there's issues and stuff that comes up. So just if you're turning in your stuff, email it to me and him, and we'll get all the stuff inputted and ready to go, and he'll get back to you when we have a time and ready for you guys to come and meet for it. So that's all I got.
Thank you. And now I think we have some information from Dave Hampton in training.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Hampton. I help with the training team. Tonight, I want to talk to you about the importance of training and what it can bring into your unit. Training can be described as learning something new or how something is supposed to run. The BSA now has a huge online library of programs and classes for virtually every scouting program about the BSA way. And learning the BSA way is important these days. We have recently adapted to mandatory YPT training for every registered leader. And if we can push the youth to learn the program and leadership through training for them, we as adults must lead by example. Opportunities for training for adults and youth vary in different ways. In the spring and the fall, every year, we do training for our newest leaders in the form of IOLS, Blue, and we also throw in Leave No Trace. And to talk about those, here's Ted Stowen.
Thanks, Dave. So yeah, like you were saying, twice a year we offer this training, and we just got done with our spring program. In October, we will offer our fall program. It's October 15th, 16th, and 17th. We will offer Blue, which is basic outdoor leader, outdoor orientation. That is set up for the Cub Scouts. It's a 1.5-day course where they'll learn the BSA Cub Scout camping policies. They'll be able to put those into a nice format to offer a safe and exciting camp out for their pack. What I really want to push on this is that in order for a pack to go camping, they have to have at least one Blue trained leader on that camp out. So it is mandatory. We always encourage every pack to get at least 2 trained, just in case one can't make it. The other program that we offer is IOLS, which is Introduction to Outdoor Leadership Skills. That is meant for the BSA Scouts. And on that one, the leaders will be taught practical outdoor skills that they'll need to lead the Scouts in out of doors activities, again, in a safe environment. They should also get enough skills that they will feel comfortable teaching Scouts the basic skills needed for first class rank. Also NYLT, that one is offered on those same weekends where they'll learn the 7 principles of Leave No Trace, which is basically low impact camping and hiking. And they can take those back to their units and teach the Scouts all about Leave No Trace. And Scouts usually have a lot of fun with that. So that's, in a nutshell, that's the 3 programs we offer on those outdoor weekends. Dave, it's all yours.
So in the spring and in the fall, in April and October, we offer IOLS, which is for Scouts BSA leaders, Scoutmasters and Assistant Scoutmasters, and anybody involved with the Scouts BSA program. And it's an introduction to skills. There's also Blue, which is important for Cub Scouts to go camping. and Leave No Trace, which teaches outdoor ethics. And that's important. And that program is open to scouts and scouters. I believe you have to be 12 or 14 to participate in that one, but both scouts and scouters participate in that. Digging deeper into training when it comes to when scouts get a little older or when adult leaders need to be more involved and more motivated, there are programs for that. There's NYLT for scouts and Wood Badge for scouters. And to talk about those, here's Lisa Barber.
Thanks, Dave. Wow, what a way to start your Scout summer. National Youth Leadership Training is back, and it's stronger than ever. This year, we have an awesome staff that has been working hard to get ready to bring the best youth training that we can to our council, led by Andy Hardsgrave as this year's SPL, our senior patrol leader. The team will work to help support the participants as they go through a sample month of the scouting program. What will your scout gain from attending MYLT? Leadership skills that will last a lifetime. The skills that your scouts will learn will help them in leadership roles within their units and beyond. They start day one learning about communication and finding their vision and building on scouting skills throughout the course. Each scout will have the opportunity to lead their patrol and skills each day leading up to graduation day. Scouts will not only learn how to lead, but also the meaning behind valuing others and servant leadership. Upon the completion of the course, your scout should be able to come back to your unit and start utilizing these skills they learned and lead their unit in a scout-led direction, because that's what we want. We want the scouts to lead. The course is for scouts ages 13 to 20 and who are at least first class. The cost of the course is right now, well, it's $250. This covers 2 t-shirts, a workbook, materials, food, and so much more. Participants may also wish to bring spending money for the MYLT trading post. This year's theme it's an awesome theme. It's the beach theme. We're going to have palm trees everywhere to celebrate getting back outside and enjoying the fun and excitement of the MYLT course. When is the MYLT course? It is a 2-weekend course this year only, and it's June 18th to the 20th and June 25th to the 27th. Scouts must attend both weekends to get their certificate. Where's all this happening? Well, this is all going to be at Oban Scout Reservation. Awesome. For more information, please reach out to Chris Patterson, Dave Hampton, myself, or Chris Felton. Or you can go to the Buffalo Trace Council website for more information and to register. Now let's jump into what about the adults, because I'm sorry, I'm a strong believer in every unit needs a trained leader. And what better way than starting your training with a top trained leader through Wood Badge. When I became a part of scouting, all I remember hearing in the beginning was how awesome Wood Badge is and all the critters that you encounter and all the amazing fun that you're going to have. Little did I know going to another council and taking my course would change everything for me. I still talk to my patrol and many more from that course, but being here in my council, I have met so many great leaders who have inspired me to keep writing my tickets. LOL. I will never forget my experience and the way it opened my eyes to other possibilities, to value others, and to be a servant leader. We are fortunate that our council offers this course, and wow, what an amazing staff you all have. Course director Derek Lake has been working hard with his staff to bring you the top training for leaders. Just like the National Youth Leadership Training, leaders will learn skills that not only are used in scouting, but they're also used. I use a lot of these skills in my everyday life. I was fortunate to come back to Woodbedge and be on staff as a troop guide. The participants were just as eager as I was, and again, it was a life-changing experience. Those silly foxes still have me in awe in all the things they are doing today. So, when is this awesome Woodbedge course, you ask? The course dates are July 16th to the 18th and July 13th through August 1st. You must attend both weekends for course completion. Who should attend? Woodbedge is designed to meet the advanced leadership needs of all Scouters, particularly unit level Scouters, such as Cub Scout leaders, Scoutmasters, and Assistant Scoutmasters, venturing crew advisors, and committee chairs and members. To attend, individuals must be a registered member of the BSA, have completed the basic training courses for the registered position. That is a very important part. Be capable of functioning safely in an outdoor environment. Where's this course being held? Of course, Old Bend. Old Bend Scout Reservation. How much is the course? The course is $230, which covers food, materials, Woodbedge t-shirt, hat, and so much more. You are not going to believe the experience that you're going to have. If you need help paying for the Woodbedge course, there may be scholarships available to help. For more information, contact Course Director Derek Lake, Dave Hampton, or you can go to the Buffalo Trace Council website and click on to learn more and register. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, all of these courses, everything is all on the council website. You can go to the training page. It's got all that information. And if you have questions about training, look me up. On my email address and phone number are there. In the spirit of training, the Buffalo Trace Council training team is going to begin scheduling trainings for our specifically targeting our direct contact leaders, Scoutmasters, Assistant Scoutmasters, Cubmasters, Assistant Cubmasters, Den leaders, and merit badge counselors to begin working on training for them in order to work toward 100% trained direct contact leaders. In the next few weeks, we're going to write a policy and bring this to the executive board, hoping to mandate mandatory training for direct contact leaders, beginning with the charters in 2023. To be registered in a direct contact leader position, your mandatory training must be complete. Many councils across the United States are changing their training policies to mandate these trainings for their direct contact leaders to make the program better for all the youth that we serve. And that's the point, that to help our adults make the scouting program more consistent and a better place for all the youth that we serve, specifically here in Buffalo Trace Council. And now this is a big step, but this is for the betterment of the scouting program and all the youth that we serve. Please check your own status, where you're trained and what your training status is at myscouting.com after you log in. And help us make this a reality here in Buffalo Trace Council. There will be more information coming soon. Thank you.
Well, thank you, David, and thanks to your team. I hope you noticed some of the connections among these different component parts. We attract young men and young women to scouting because of the program. It attracts and excites them. We retain them by delivering the program. And the program is best implemented. It's at its absolute best in teaching the values of scouting when we've got trained leaders. So I think we're done with our agenda for this evening, and appreciate everyone's time and attention.
Yes, thank you all so much for coming. We have finished our agenda, so you're welcome to hop off. If you have questions, though, feel free to stay on and chat with our staff.
So long, folks.
Hey, a big shout out and congratulations to all of our Silver Beaver recipients, Chris Paul, Connie Miller, Mark Schweikert, and our host tonight, Pastor Mark Dickin. So congratulations to those individuals that received the Silver Beaver this last Saturday. Congratulations again to those that received the District Award of Merit in our respective districts. Of course, our 2020 class of Eagle Scouts, our scholarship winners in the Eagle Scouts categories, as well as the Service Project of the Year recipient. And of course, the Certificate of Merit presentations to David and Marty Stoltenpole, and the Outstanding Eagle Scout Award recognition to Mr. Ken Stoltenpole. So pass on the congratulations to everybody, and thank you all for attending the Court of Honor last Saturday.